Ever wondered what happened when you stole a loaf of bread in the 18th century? Spoiler alert, it wasn't a slap on the wrist. Today, we delve into the dark side of history, where the penalty for thievery was far more severe than a fine. We'll be journeying through a variety of eras, from the ancient world to the Middle Ages, each with their own unique and often frightening methods of punishment. So buckle up, dear viewers, as we journey back in time to when justice was, let's say, creatively served. All right, let's kick things off with a bang, or rather with a stone. Today we delve into a time when the scales of justice were balanced quite differently than they are now. In the ancient world, justice was swift, merciless, and often frighteningly brutal. Journey Through Time will provide a glimpse into the top 5 most gruesome and heart-rending punishments from the darkest corners of history. To truly understand the severity of these punishments, we'll explore their chilling backstories and display accompanying images that are sure to leave a lasting impression. First up, we venture into the realm of the mighty Romans, a civilization revered for its grandeur but equally infamous for their severe and often merciless penalties. One such brutal punishment that stands out is crucifixion, a nightmarish fate that was predominantly reserved for slaves, the outcasts, and the unfortunate rebels who dared to challenge the regime. As we display an image of a preserved Roman crucifixion artifact, the stark reality of this punishment becomes evident. The image provokes a vivid and disturbing mental picture of the slow and torturous death this method of punishment entailed, making us shudder at the very thought of such a horrific end. Leaving the gory Roman Empire behind, our second stop on this historical journey takes us to the sun-drenched golden sands of ancient Egypt, a civilization known for its architectural marvels and their own unique brand of justice. Thieves in this period bore the brunt of a peculiar and painful punishment. Their noses were severed. As we exhibit an Egyptian carving that illustrates this bizarre punishment, you'll understand that this method was not merely about inflicting physical pain. It was a potent tool for humiliation and a strong deterrent for potential offenders. Moving to a world renowned for its philosophical and intellectual prowess, ancient Greece. Here they implemented their own unique forms of punishment, one of which was the devastatingly simple yet powerful concept of ostracism, a form of social exile. This form of punishment was deemed worse than death for the Greeks, who treasured their community bonds above all else. As we display a rare ancient Greek artifact depicting ostracism, you can feel the palpable sense of isolation and despair this punishment brought upon its recipients. The penultimate punishment on our list brings us to the enigmatic world of the Aztecs, an ancient civilization known for its brutal traditions. In particular, they practiced a form of punishment called tlacoten, a term that roughly translates to slavery for crimes committed. As we display a graphic Aztec drawing, one can't help but imagine the harsh and unforgiving life these criminals were condemned to. Our final journey into the past unveils the ancient Chinese practice of Ling Chi, or death by 1,000 cuts. This slow, agonizing and barbaric form of execution is vividly depicted in old Chinese texts that we're putting on display for you. The name alone down the spine, making us grateful for the evolution of justice systems over time. These historical punishments were not solely about retribution. Instead, they were designed as public spectacles, each sending out a clear and resounding message to those who dared to defy the law. The intent was to instill fear and maintain order within society. So, next time you complain about a parking ticket, remember, it could be worse. You could be stoned to death in the public square. If you thought the ancient times were brutal, hold on to your seats, because the Middle Ages are about to give them a run for their money. In the Middle Ages, punishment methods were nothing short of a spectacle. They were often public and designed to humiliate, deter, and in many cases physically harm the offender. Let's start with the stocks and pillory. These devices were deceptively simple, yet incredibly effective. Criminals' hands and heads were locked in place, forcing them to remain in an uncomfortable position for hours, even days, while passers-by were free to mock and pelt them with anything handy. Now let's move on to a more notorious contraption, the guillotine. This device, with its heavy, angled blade, was the star of many a public execution. It became a symbol of the French Revolution, but its use spread throughout Europe. So the next time you're tempted to jaywalk, remember, you could have been beheaded in front of a cheering crowd. Well, that was a wild ride through history, wasn't it? Makes you appreciate the modern legal system just a little bit more, doesn't it? From ancient times' brutal penalties to the Middle Ages' creative punishments, we've journeyed through chilling chapters of human justice. This evolution of punitive methods, as grim as it may be, showcases our progress towards a more humane society. Thank you, dear viewers and subscribers, for joining us on this journey through time. Don't forget to like, share and comment. And remember, it's always better to be on the right side of history. Until next time.